All right, I'm Erica Valiant. I am a board member with MCH, and I just wanted to welcome everybody for our second day, or the first day if this is your first day. All right. I hope everybody is having fun. I hope you learned something new or just heard something that excited you or sparked something to make you want to go just do something great. I'm really excited for our award ceremony, and I'm going to turn it over to Rhonda.
Thank you. Thank you, Erica. I'm so excited for this part of our conference. Truly a highlight. We are here today to recognize people who are really outstanding, individuals and organizations who are contributing to great change and inspiring people around them in their communities and making a big impact. If I haven't already met you, I'm Rhonda Otteson, Executive Director of the Minnesota Coalition for the Homeless. Today, as we go through our individual and organizational winners, I wanted to let you know that I will announce the 4 winners, and then after all 4 winners have been announced, we're going to welcome those 4 winners onto the stage for a guided conversation so you can hear more from them. When we did this last year, we had a great reception and people just really enjoyed hearing why these award winners are doing this work and how they inspire others, and it's much better from the mouths of the folks who are doing this work than it is from me. So I'm going to just go ahead and move into our first award. This is the Rising Star Award. This award honors the new perspectives and energy that newcomers to our field contribute to in the early years of their career. This person was nominated by a community member, and this is what they had to say about this award winner. She is someone who is not affiliated with an organization who has made the days of countless people living on the streets and in encampments 100 times brighter than any nonprofit on its own ever could. She is very vocal about her story and uses humor and social media to destigmatize some of her experiences. This year's Rising Star Award winner is Airlea DeFoe for shining a light, so we're honoring her for shining a light on addressing homelessness and advancing housing stability here in the Duluth communities. Our next award is the Luminary Award, which honors individuals with at least 5 years of experience in serving their community. This winner always brings her communities with her wherever she goes. She pushes back on the status quo no matter who the person may be. She truly wants to see a world where youth have a chance to thrive instead of just surviving, and she speaks from her heart. She rarely takes a spotlight, but is always working in the background to ensure that people feel supported. Well, today we're going to put her in the spotlight, and the winner of this award is CeMarr Peterson. Our next award is a Catalyst Award for Advocates of the Year, and for this award we have a winner from the 7-county metro area and also one from Greater Minnesota. But first I'm going to tell you more about the 7-county metro winner. This winner has high expectations for the systems and people that serve vulnerable populations. She has an indomitable spirit. She is wise, dependable, ambitious, funny, caring, and passionate. A lot of really great things. She shows up as her whole self and allows and encourages others to do the same. It's my honor to announce that our Catalyst Award winner is Laquita Love-Limo for her work to inspire members of the community to build relationships that change the world. Our next award winner is a thoughtful and reflective individual with a commanding presence. She has been tested in life and is a mature, courageous woman who has the immediate respect of others. She is honorable and most deserving of this award. So our Catalyst Award winner from Greater Minnesota is Pam Hughes. Pam is unable to be here today to accept her award, but somebody has accepted it on her behalf, so we'll make sure we get that to her. So, it's time to hear from the award winners. So I'd like to have Airlea, CeMarr, Laquita, and Laquita come on up to the stage. And Matt, do you want to come up too and facilitate this conversation?
All right, so now for the fun part. And I'm sure there is some award winners from past years where you're like, how come I didn't get notified in advance, right? So, but I think just the fact that you get to hear from everybody up here and hear from them directly in a planned, thoughtful way is so much better. And we've been able to hang out beforehand, and it's been a good time. So we're really excited to be able to do it this way. As Rhonda said, my name's Matt. I'm an organizer at the Coalition for the Homeless, and that's about all I'm going to say besides asking questions. So the first question is, in addition to briefly introducing yourselves, or have you had an experience that touched your heart and or made you feel compassion? And we'll start with Airlea.
Hello? Okay. Hi, my name is Airlea DeFoe. I live here in Duluth. I try my best to do what I can to help the homeless community in our area. And thinking about this question, one story that I have that made me feel compassionate or that touched my heart is last winter I thought it might be a good idea to go buy some of the people who live at the camps here in town some coffee. You know, their hands are probably cold, whatever. And so I bought these coffees and I was passing them out at the homeless camps in our area. And one of the guys came up and he was like, oh my God, it's so cold. Like, can I please get in your car and warm up? And I was like, oh yeah, hey man, absolutely. You know, and sitting in this car with this man was so thought-provoking. It was so heartbreaking. He told me the story of how he became homeless, his mental health issues. He was actually hit by a dump truck. He worked hard his whole life, and then he got hit by a dump truck, and now his nickname's Dump Truck. But so that was one thing where I was just like, you know, like it really kind of turned things around for me and made me see, not that I didn't before, but really just exposed this human nature of people that are suffering from homelessness. And I think that was an important experience for me to have because, I mean, not that I didn't ever think they were human, but you know, it just really showed them in a different light, people in a different light. So, yeah, that's my answer to the question. And let's move on to the next person.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear from CeMarr next.
Hey y'all. Ooh, that was a little loud. I'm CeMarr Peterson. I'm the Safe Harbor Division Director with The Link over there with Beth from Minneapolis, Minnesota. As far as compassion, I think my compassion really comes from a lot of the lived experiences that I've had. It is ingrained in my soul through my mother and watching just all the hardships and being a part of those hardships that we went through. You know, nobody really understands but us. And so just seeing all of the different things that my black mother faced, and she still was able to have compassion. She was still able to have love for people. She was still able to invite people in. She was giving people her last. And, you know, I remember specifically her telling me that if you're going to love people, you love them hard, no matter what. And so that specifically is what's ingrained in me. But I would also say that on the daily, seeing these young people do what they do through all of the stuff that they're trying to just make it through, get through. Seeing those light bulb moments, seeing those successes, those small successes, those big successes, they make all this really hard work that we're all doing worth it. And so I would say that really, at the end of the day, is where my source of compassion comes from.
Thank you, CeMarr. Now let's go to Laquita.
Hey y'all, I'm Laquita. I am from the SMAC region. Shout out to the SMAC region. By way of Mississippi, of course. Shout out to Mississippi. An experience that has touched me is being here amongst all of you and being with the lived experience groups. No matter what, they show up, they show out, they give their all, they give their last. That it touches me each and every time that I show up and get to commune with them. They feed my soul each and every time that I'm with them. And Arlie's like, my God. Kind of fangirl after I heard about her. And this one, her vibe was so amazing on the conference call. And anybody that works with children, that loves kids, shout out to you. That's a special kind of person.
You're a saint.
All right, thank you. So we're going to go on to the next question. The next question is, what inspires you and how can we inspire others? And we're going to start with CeMarr, and then we'll go to Laquita.
Yeah, you know, these questions are interesting because I think we have so many different experiences to pull from. For me, it's very simple. What inspires me is having fun, having new experiences. I know we talk about this a lot over at the link, and it's one of my daily delegations for staff is have fun in your work. Help young people. We have a responsibility and an opportunity to help young people have these new experiences. You know, doing things like taking them to Harlem or DC or Atlanta to learn about their history, you know, helping them get onto a sports team. Like, those things are so important. And they do two things. One, they help us keep our staff, right? Because anybody having fun in your work when we're working through such traumatic just things all the time, you got to find something that really keeps you there outside of that trauma. And then the other piece is that young people, I think it really builds hope, right? When you're so stuck in what you're doing, you know, your mind is stuck in that area that you're in. And so when you're able to go to other places, do other things, do new things, that gives you a sense of hope and, you know, that you can do something different. The world is a lot bigger. And being that there's so many of us, you know, in this room and outside of here who have made it through that trauma, gotten to see that other side of trauma, I definitely think it would be new experiences for me, being able to travel and do those things. I was laughing with you guys this morning about the picture I sent over. I don't have a professional headshot really. And so I sent a picture of me in Italy, which was an amazing feat for me to come from the experiences that I came from. So that is really what I hope to see from everybody else. So I try to inspire through having fun, being creative, and thinking outside the box.
Thank you. All right, Laquita.
Professional headshots are in the back. Just FYI. Oh, yes, ma'am. 8 a.m. So what inspires me? Two things. My elders, my daughter, and all youth. So there's this phrase called Sankofa. Look back to know where you've been, to know where you're going. And so for my elders, I look to them to see how they got through such hard times. And I look to my daughter for innovation and new ways of thinking about how to change this world, because nothing is more amazing and beautiful than the innocence of a child. They're resilient, and no matter what they see on the streets, they acknowledge that that's an elder, that's a grown-up, that's a person. That inspires me so, so much. Early.
Okay, hi again. Yeah, so as a lot of you know, my name is Airlea. Hello. Oh, is it still?
Here. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. Anyways, yeah, my name is Airlea. What inspires me the most is my own personal experience. I'm a recovering heroin addict, and unfortunately, my addiction led me down the road to homelessness. You know, there were many times where I didn't have a place to sleep or shower, or eat, or just be warm for a while. There were times during the dead of winter that I didn't have a jacket, or I didn't, you know, or somebody wouldn't let me come into their house to warm up, or so many things, you know, that happen when you're experiencing experiencing homelessness. So that's, that's the main inspiration for me, is that I know what it's like to be in that situation and in that position, and I know how easily it can spiral out of control. So I just try to do what I wish people would have done for me when I was struggling like that. The main thing that I do to inspire others is just try to be friends with people, just, be friendly to people, be nice to people. And if you're, they always say you get more bees with honey than you do with whatever else, I don't know. But, it's, if you're nice to people and you live a life of kindness and then people are going to want to follow suit. Other people are going to want to be kind to people too. I use my Facebook a lot, and I post about my personal experiences and, kind of like a blog of sorts, I guess. And, every time I have an idea for an event, I post on Facebook, I'm like, hey, what do you guys think about this event? And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds like fun, and I think a lot of that stems from the fact that it's simply because I'm nice to people. I go out of my way to make people's days better. I try my best to help people out when I can. Not too far, of course, but yeah, so I think that's one major way that I aspire or try to inspire others. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just got word that it's kind of hard. Some people are having a tough time hearing. So if there's any side conversations going on, I know like you're all glad to see each other, but if all the side convos could be kept at a minimum, that would just help a ton. Thank you a lot. So we're going to go on to our next question, right? Yeah. So the next question is, you're being honored for your work towards ending homelessness. We know you can't do that on your own, though. And you've all been very clear about that, right? So are there people or communities that you would like to lift up, and what would you like to lift up about those people or communities? And we'll start with Laquita.
Oh, you want to start with me? That's fine. So I would like to lift up all lived experience groups and those people who are discounted, that are left out, all of those people that are on the grind daily. And I want to say that while I appreciate the award, we don't deserve awards for doing what's right. So let me just start there. But it's cute and I appreciate it, right?
Thank you.
Shout out to all my elders, all the young people. I am new to this. I'm more of a power to the people fight, and now I'm more in a, let's be a little more organized, keep it a little bit more Minnesota. And so I appreciate the patience of everyone who is helping me through this journey of continuing to fight to end homelessness.
Thank you. Now we'll go back to Airlea.
Oh, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm back again. Who would I like to lift up? I would like to lift up my community here in Duluth. Like I mentioned in my answer to my last question, anytime I post something on Facebook or, try to spitball an idea, just in public, everybody's totally on board. Everybody in my community, all the people that I know, they support my dreams. They help me make things happen. They donate money to my causes. And it's really amazing to have come from being an addict where I literally stole from everybody all the time, and now people trust me with thousands and thousands of dollars. I get maybe you shouldn't, but no, I'm just kidding. But no, it's really amazing, and it's such a privilege that my community trusts me in this manner. So I really appreciate that. They trust me, they support me, they encourage me, they do what they can to help me accomplish my dreams. And it's not just one person, it's not just my family members or my friends. It's a collective of people who are familiar with what I do here in the city, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll go to CeMarr.
Yeah, I got a list. So, first and foremost, like Laquita said, we don't deserve awards for doing what we're supposed to do. But I do want to uplift our young people, all people, but definitely our youth, man. They are the truth, and they're making the world spin right now. Outside of that, my Safe Harbor squad, the Safe Harbor community. Beth, I can't say enough about what you do for the link and how you inspire us to be leaders. So the squad over at the link, and then, you know, Black and brown communities, our LGBTQ communities, we shouldn't have to fight as hard as we do, but we do, and we got a whole lot of fight left in us to get this done. And then, while I have the chance to do so, I want to lift my mom up, man, because all of the things that we went through, I mean, I went to, by the time I was in high school, I think I went to 11 different schools, and you'd worked so hard, and all of the barriers that we went through, it wasn't your fault. And so what it did, though, is it gave me the skills, it gave me the opportunity to adapt and to get to know people and to love on people through all of those schools. I can get along with anybody mostly, right? And so I just want to uplift my mom for all that you went through and for giving me what I have today to be able to give to others. So
Shout out to Mama.
Can we get a time check? What time? 12, oh, perfect, so we got time. So, yeah, we got plenty of time. So the last question that we had, we just wanted to make sure it was really open-ended, so you just had the platform to speak on whatever you felt like you wanted to. So the last question, it's not very often we have so many people fighting to end homelessness in one space. So you have the platform. What do you want them to know? Is there anything you want them to know? And we will start with Airlea.
All right, well, I feel like it's kind of obvious all of you guys are here because you care about homeless people, but I just want everybody to know that it's okay to be kind to people. I just want everybody to know to just do for other people what you would hope somebody would do for you. And yeah, I guess, you know, just get out there. It doesn't matter if anybody has your back, or it doesn't matter if people are following you or believing in you. It's, you know, it's okay to do the right thing in private. Actually, you should probably be doing the right thing more in private. Yeah, so that's what I gotta say. Thank you, everybody, for attending and watching me get this award. It's really been amazing. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you. So now we will go to CeMarr.
okay, is it, there we go. Yeah, I have two things, and this is where my stuff comes from. One of the things that I wanted to, just as I walk through this conference and I hear the, you know, questions that we're asking each other, the conversations that we're having, I think I'm personally at a point where I believe that we do have the answers to resolve homelessness, to resolve systematic barriers and things like that in the systems. We just have to get out there and do it. And so for me, I'm at a point where I'm kind of tired of asking. I'm tired of asking for the systems to make these policy changes. We got enough people on board where we can start to demand those things. And so that was one thing that I really wanted to kind of lift up is I think next year when we come to these conferences, I hope we can talk about what we did do to end homelessness and how do we maintain that. And the second thing, I just wanted to, hopefully I don't rub anybody the wrong way here, but when I am working with our teams and we're working with these young people that come through our shelter and come through our housing programs, one of the things that hurts me the most is to see how often they get bounced around. We get kids that come in and they've been to 10, 12, 15 different placements. We get kids that come in and they've been through these systems that are supposed to uplift and protect them. And so I think right now my biggest ask and my biggest opportunity is that, you know, when these kids are in front of you, take the time, take the space, do what we're supposed to do, and do whatever we can do to help them in that moment so that they don't have to go to the next place and get that help, and they don't have to go to that next place and beg again and be re-traumatized. We have to stop re-traumatizing folks through these systems, and there's a whole lot of us in here across the board that can help do that. So please, 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 I think that is my biggest ask. I'm so tired of seeing these kids come through from places that are supposed to help them. I'm tired of seeing these kids come in where they've been rejected from residential mental health treatment because of their aggression, when these are the places that they're supposed to be able to go. So that's my biggest thing, is that we really pay attention to that, and that we uplift our communities and make sure that we hold folks accountable.
I mean, she just said it all, but if I could add to that, I would say when you see someone on the street, don't pass them by like they're nothing. It costs you nothing to say hello and give a smile. That is absolutely free. Always be mindful of the youth and continue to do the right thing. Don't just check a box and say, yeah, okay, well, we've got this population semi under control. You know, we've helped a few BIPOC people. Okay, we're good. Like, don't do that. Homelessness is it's not a them problem, it's a us problem. So until everybody is housed, we all are homeless. We have a place to live, but we're all homeless because everyone is not housed. So keep that in mind when you see people. Give a smile, give a hello, listen. Because sometimes all people need is someone to listen. So make sure you do that. All right, thank y'all for coming.
So we do have some time, and if you, I know sometimes when you're talking, things will come to mind later, and you are hitting your stride right now. You're all on a roll. This is amazing. Just one final, is there anything else that you're thinking of that you're like, oh, I wish I would have said that? Yeah, there we go. That's nice.
I just think it's, okay. I just think it's amazing. I'm sitting here next to these beautiful black women, and myself as an Indigenous person, I think that it's a true testament of how we can overcome oppression and, you know, work together to care about other people. I just think that's amazing. So.
Well, with that, let's give it up for CeMarr, Laquita, and Airlea for accepting what they're doing, the right thing, and they are happy to accept the award. So thank you for that and for everything you've shared.
All right, well, on to the next part. We have two amazing organizations that we're going to honor next and hear from. This year, we have the Northern Light Organizational Award for Inspiring Organizational Leadership. And we have two winners, one from the 7-county metro and one from Greater Minnesota. I'm going to announce the first winner. They're going to come up and speak, and then we'll move on to the next winner. So what was said in the nomination form for this winner is, this award winner is a group of individuals that have lived expertise of homelessness in the suburban metro area continuum of care region. They are responsible to review and approve all new policies, initiatives, and programs the continuum of care plans to implement. They have successfully demonstrated power sharing can be done well, and there is no excuse for continuing to make decisions for us without us. So I'm excited to announce that the winner of the Northern Light Award for Inspiring Organizational Leadership from the 7-county metro is the Suburban Metro Area Continuum of Care Directors Council, also known as the SMAC Directors Council. So I would like to invite Ranee Rock to come up to the stage and accept your award on behalf of the council. Maybe we should just set this down for now.
Thank you, yeah.
Do you want me to do this for you? Or do you want to do this?
It's this one?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Hi, thank you for nominating SMAC Directors Council. It has been a pleasure. Oh, how do I go back? Sorry. Oh, okay. Thank you for this. The SMAC Directors Council is a group of people with lived experience who directs the work of ending homelessness in the suburban metro area continuum of care, and it was established in February of 2020. People with lived experience have some belief that when we requested their presence, it is simply for tokenism. People with lived experience have a genuine and sincere desire to assist in helping to change policies, practices, and procedures where they can. And sorry. And collectively, we like to use our voices to do that. And so we find our feedback that we provide to everybody as worthy, and that is what we do. So the Directors Council has allowed us to collectively use our voices to do just that. We have direct power to make decisions where these policies are concerned. As you see here on the screen, we are across the board. What I find I like the most about SMAC Directors Council is that SMAC Directors Council elects our leadership positions. We currently are involved in a HUD training equity workshop, which I truly, truly enjoy. We also are part of the SMAC governing board, and we have been involved in NOFO, and we continue to be in power sharing positions, so that is just fabulous. Currently, our current goals is we are looking to increase the housing opportunities, and BIPOC, in our HUD training workshop, we are currently working on individuals with criminal arrest records and the barriers that present them from obtaining housing. So that is our current goal. That is coming along nicely. I am very hopeful for that. And then we have in the works to streamlining access to housing resources and to make those opportunities more available. And then we are also looking to increase navigation across the resources. So I'm hoping that all of that comes along nicely and very soon. I do just want to recognize my fellow SMAC Director Council members, because this is not a solo effort. This is a group effort. So if my fellow SMAC Director Councils would please stand, including my alumni, Laquita and Carla, as well as my other members here. And I would just like to say too, I am new in the chairperson position. Laquita has been the chair of Directors Council since the beginning of it, and I just wanted to recognize that too. So thank you, I appreciate it.
Our next award winner has been described as this: an organization that advocates for and administers funding to prevent and end homelessness for American Indians in Minnesota. By being able to create, administer, and plan for programming that meets their community's specific needs, financial and cultural, they believe that they can address the historic disparities that have existed in Minnesota. It's my honor to announce the winner of the Northern Light Award for Inspiring Organization Leadership from Greater Minnesota to the Minnesota Tribal Collaborative to Prevent and End Homelessness. And accepting this award will be Tammy Moreland. Come on up.
Okay, thank you. Some of the challenges that we have faced is that people sometimes have mistaken views about Native Americans and the wealth that we have and the homelessness that we have. A lot of people believe that casinos provide us with plenty of money, that American Indians like to be doubled up because it's cultural. Some people believe that the federal government gives us plenty of money. All of these things are not true. In reality, most casino revenues are small compared to the need. The federal NAHASTA funding has been largely stagnant since 1996. Minnesota has some of the worst racial disparities in the country for American Indians. In the Twin Cities metro area, if you're an American Indian, you're more than 27 times more likely to be homeless than someone who is white. In the 2018 Wilder Minnesota Reservation Homeless Study showed that 99% of the people who are homeless or on reservations want to have their own place to live. Some of our resource challenges are that tribes are not always eligible for funding sources to alleviate homelessness. Tribes weren't eligible for HUD funding, HUD COC funding until recently. In Minnesota, the state formulas for funding distributions do not reflect rural and reservation needs. For instance, some communities lose points because they're not near a hospital or they don't have access to public transportation. Administering funds may require a high capacity to comply with the management and the reporting of these grants. If a grant management person is a person it's two people wearing many hats, it's hard to apply and hard to manage that funding. Opportunities. We have found opportunities in partnering. Partnering is the only way to meet the needs of our communities. We believe in tribal sovereignty. We know how to be a good sub-grantee, but that's not what we want. We should not have to be a sub-grantee. We know how to help our own people, and we know how to do it, how best to do it. The State Office of Indian Policy, now they also have liaisons for each of the departments. And with more Native Americans in political office, we have an improved communication and understanding. We have created new opportunities in tribal partnerships. How our collaboration works. Everyone in our collaboration is an equal partner. Tribal sovereignty is recognized and honored. We make the invisible visible. We ensure that everyone's voice is heard and policies have been established, and we use those policies. How do we get it done? All of our collaborative members have full-time jobs with their tribes. We developed bylaws in 2016 to define all of the roles. We have administrative support from CSH, MESH, Patty Beach Consulting, and other statewide agencies. Initial advocacy support from MESH in getting to the table and receiving introductions. Now we are side-by-side advocates. We have monthly meetings hosted by each collaborative member. We advocate for and secure funding to support a Minnesota Tribal Collaborative Coordinator. Tips for success. Force behind bipartisan legislation, co-sponsored by U.S. Senator Tina Smith and Lisa Murkowski, along with U.S. Representative Denny Heck and Sean Duffy. Tribal Access to Homelessness Assistance Act was passed as part of the COVID relief package in December 2020. This now allows tribes to apply for HUD COC funding or to form our own COC if we wish. And that's not just here in Minnesota, that's across the whole United States. This legislation makes it possible for tribes to receive funding for homeless assistance grants offered by HUD, and it will also help tribes take on the administration and coordination of homeless assistance grants. We also secured a second year of funding to continue our work with our coordinator to support the work of the Minnesota Tribal Collaborative. The Minnesota Tribal Collaborative has a vision. Our vision is, through revisiting traditional values, we will address historic barriers and unique needs of our tribal members and families to prevent and end homelessness. Our mission is, while honoring tribal sovereignty, we will work together to maximize the resources and obtain sustainable housing options through innovative efforts of our tribal governments and communities. Oops, I think I messed this up. Okay, and the last thing that I would like to say is this is a quote from a beloved Mille Lacs band member who passed away during COVID. The message that I want band members to hear is that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to if you have the initiative and the determination to make it happen. That was by Joycelyn Shingaby. Thank you. And I'd like to recognize my relatives. Mary, she is our coordinator. If you could stand. And then we have some of our collaborative members. We have Valerie Whitebird, who is here from Fond du Lac. Nova Larson. She's from Red Lake. And then Teresa, and I don't remember her last name. She's from Leech Lake. We're all in this together. And then I'd also like to give a special thank you out to my home supports, Cirilla and Bill.
Well, thank you both to Tammy and the Tribal Collaborative, and also to the folks from the Ranee. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words at this point in the conference. Ranee, for sharing more about the SMAC Directors Council too. I think this is a great opportunity not only to recognize the great work that you're both doing in the space, but also to lift up. This is how you're doing it, this is why you're doing it, and this is how you folks in the room can be more aware of what's happening and engage with folks in partnership. So thank you all for sharing more about your organizations, and thank you to all the award winners for sharing today your insights and information with everybody here in this room. So let's do a final round of applause. So one thing, I know that some of you maybe participated in the exhibitor passport that we had in our folder. So there are two winners for the $50 Visa gift card. The first one is Jen Abbas. Jen, are you still here? You can collect that at the info table. And the second person, and I greatly appreciate the phonetic spelling here, is Candace Savchuk. So thanks to everybody who participated in the exhibitor passport and learning more about some of those exhibitors down in the hall. Next up, in true organizing and MCH fashion, I had somebody come up to me and say, hey, can you make an announcement about this because we have something we really need advocates' help with. So I'm going to do that. I want you to connect with Morgan. She's from Listening House. She needs your help in doing a petition. So see her after this event, and you can learn more about how they're organizing the community to create safe shelter spaces here in Minnesota. Final things, thank yous. First, I want to, let's put our hands together for all the deck staff who have been really working hard to meet our needs and serve us and provide great meals today for all of you. We have great sponsors, volunteers, our great keynote, our breakout session presenters, all of you attending here and our award winners. This event is special and impactful because of all of you. And we're just have deep gratitude to be a part of bringing people together. And so I hope you enjoy the last session of the day, that you had a great lunch, and let's see you back here next year in Duluth for the 2023 conference.